Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday night team call. Thanks so much for being here. I do see a couple new faces on here, new names. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Brittany Raup, and I'm one of your upline, your team leader, whatever you want to call it, but basically like just here to help and support you guys in your Plexus journey. And tonight we're going to be talking about sharing Plexus. And you guys might be like, okay, we know that, we've been here before, most of us, and we know how to share Plexus, but I kind of wanted to get back to basics because number one, we do have a lot of new people on our team. And recently, like a lot of people expressing that they want to start sharing and maybe they're not sure how to start, what to do, what to say. So I wanted to provide this just like as a resource for people who are starting to share. And then number two, we have a lot of new leaders here. And maybe you're one of those where like all of a sudden you have this team and you have people saying, hey, I want to get my products paid for, or I want to go silver or whatever. And you need the tools to teach them to do what you've done. So we are here to just kind of remind you guys of what the basics are with sharing Plexus, because for many people, we've been sharing for a long time and it can be hard to remember, like, what did I do in the beginning? How did I get started? How can I teach that and duplicate it down to my team? So we're just going to go over some basic stuff and you guys can feel free to ask questions along the way. I'm going to ask Amber to help me out a little bit tonight and just talk about ways that we share and kind of some steps that you can do if you're getting started or if you're teaching this down to your team, because we need to teach things that are duplicatable and kind of remember what we did at first so that we can teach our team how to do that as well, because that's the key to growth, right? Is helping people continue to share, continue to grow, and really going silver, adding those first 3 people on your team is the key to helping people stay consistent, because when your products are paid for, how much easier is it to stay consistent on them and then get great results. And it really builds stability on your organization as well to help people go silver. So the first way that we encourage people to share is through a shout out post. And it's funny because we sometimes forget about the importance of the shout out post, but Amber actually does a fabulous job reaching down to our team and asking people for a shout out post and kind of explaining the value to them. So I'm going to let Amber talk about this one. Amber, go ahead and unmute yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you do with those shout outs.
Yeah, so we have discovered how important this simple shout out post is. So if I have anyone new in my levels 1 through 5, so Brittany is my level 1 and then on and on. So my first 5 levels, I text them a few days after they sign up and I introduce myself. I give a little bit about my Plexus journey. I say how the products help me with energy and how I'm so excited for them to get started. And then I ask them if they would be willing to give their sponsor, and then I type in their sponsor's name, a shout out on Facebook. And I offer them a $5 Starbucks gift card if they would be willing to do that. Just because I feel like, it's their time and energy they're putting into this. Like, I want to reward them for that. Plus they're helping their sponsor and myself out because, if their shout out post is successful and they have some interest, like, we all benefit. So, what we have learned is that if we can get someone silver, or even if we can get them an accountability partner, they are likely to keep ordering the products and they're likely to be more invested. They're likely to be more willing to work through detox. So that are all the benefits of, helping someone get that accountability partner or even go silver and get all of those bonuses. Having their first couple months of products paid for is just incredible, because that way they don't have to worry about cost. They can try it for 60 or 90 days paid for, and then they can see the benefits. So if you're asking them for a shout out and I'm texting them and asking them for a shout out, that third party validation goes so far. So it's not foreign to them if you've already asked them, and then I'm reminding them about that, and I'm offering the Starbucks gift card. Maybe they'll go back and they'll ask you, what is the shout out post, and they might ask you for an example or whatever. But that third party validation we find helps too. So it's not going to hurt. Like, even though I'm going to text them, it's not going to hurt if you bring this up during the enrollment process, or even right after when you're onboarding, like just bring it up in conversation. Just say, you know, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a shout out on Facebook. That would really help my business. Plus it would help you find an accountability partner. We found that, you know, you're 90% more successful if you have someone joining you on this journey. So that's good too. And then I don't feel right like leaving it there, leaving the conversation there. So about 3 weeks later, I just send them a message. I say, hey, your next Plexus order ships this date, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page. They know that this is a subscription, because even if you were on the phone with them signing them up, they might have been thinking about other things when you mentioned that this is a subscription that happens. Because I've had people text me back like, I didn't know this was a subscription thing. So I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page, because returns take like 3 weeks now with the COVID thing. So I let them know their next order is shipping, and I check in and I ask them very specifically what they've been seeing in their health. I say, have you been noticing more energy? Have you been noticing less bloating? You know, better sleep, deeper sleep. And so sometimes they text me back and they say, yeah, I feel great. Or if they text me back and they say, actually, I feel worse, then it gives me an opportunity to explain how detox works. I can look up and I see, oh, they're taking triplex, and I ask, you know, did you just add that second Probio 5 in? And then we can like work through detox a little bit, and then they kind of get it. So it's been a great system. It's been working really well. So most people don't respond to these messages, but I think 25 to 30% that do, they find these valuable. So, and I just view it as like a service. I'm backing you guys up in your efforts. So it's something small that I can do to give back to my team. So, and if they do say yes to the shout out post, I send them a couple examples of verbiage that they can post on Facebook. That way I don't have to bother you. I don't have to get you involved. I just text them a few options that they can post. And I just say, hey, tag your sponsor in this, and, you know, let me know when you post. So that way, if they're tagging you, you get the automatic notification, you can comment it, you know what's going on. And we have found like several accidental business builders through this process. You know, if you're nervous to ask them, if they're your best friend, they're your sister, if you're nervous to ask them, I'm asking them, I'm taking that pressure off for you. And then sometimes you get an accidental business builder out of it. And so it's been a really good process. I've been doing this since January. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. And then Brittany has a couple more ways to share with
Perfect.
when you're new. So
yeah, thanks, Amber. Amber, how many people do you have on your team under you?
oh my gosh,
Roughly.
over 1,000.
Over 1,000 people. Okay, so I just want you guys to know, Amber's like, it's just a little thing I can do. Like, she spends hours and hours and hours doing this, and it's a huge value added for our team. Huge value added. So thank you, Amber, for doing it. I know sometimes it can be hard to ask for shout out posts, and you might be like, oh, but this person isn't going to work the business. That's fine. Like, doing a shout out post is not working the business. Basically, we kind of frame it like, hey, it helps your sponsor. Like, you're just supporting them and saying, hey, you know, I'm doing this. I just started these products. I'm excited. Is there anyone who wants to do it with me? So if you do want to go silver, or if you do want to work the business, shout out post is a way to start. But even for people that join you, they can do a shout out post too. Even if they're just a happy wholesaler, they're not going to sell anything, that's totally fine. If there's someone that you think would be like offended by that, or is going to be turned off by that, you can let Amber know, like, hey, you know, please don't ask this person for a shout out. And she respects that, and that's fine. Because we know there's like occasionally someone that just said like, hey, I don't want anything to do with the team thing. That's fine. Like, we respect that. But it is a huge value added. And like Amber said, we have had a couple like accidental business builders where they throw a post out on Facebook and like they have all these people interested. And so that's a great way to grow your team. And I'm sure that person won't mind, you know, the couple $100 they'll make if they have 3 people join them. So yeah, number one, shout out post. So thanks, Amber, for clarifying that and for doing that for us. It's really huge. The second tip I would say when you're ready to share is to make a list. So depending on how, far you want to go with this or how much time you want to commit to this, you could make a list of 10 people to reach out to. You could make a list of 50, 100, 200 people. And you might be like, no, I do not know 200 people. If I said, I'm going to pay you $10 for every name you can write down on a piece of paper of someone you know, you will come up with 200 people you know, I guarantee you. So you just have to think through your connections, and a real easy way to start is like export your Facebook friends list. You probably have like a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 friends on Facebook. Nicole did this when she got started. She's like, I messaged every single friend on my list. And I was like, oh my word, that's amazing. And Nicole is senior gold, right? She messaged all these people. So it is kind of a numbers game in the sense that the more people you reach out to, the more no's you're going to get, but also the more yeses you're going to get. So make that list of people. If you're intimidated and you just want to start with 10 people, think of 10 people that just, love you, trust you, want to support you, and reach out. Just let them know what you're doing, kind of invite them in on the journey with you. It doesn't have to be like a perfect pitch or like something super salesy. You're just like, hey, I'm starting these supplements. I'm really excited. I want to get healthier. Do you want to do this with me? That's how a lot of people get started. So do your shout out post, make your list. A third way you can share is to host a wellness event. Now we've done these in person, but we've done a lot virtual lately because of COVID and just, being geographically kind of split apart as a team. So you can host a wellness event, and your upline, like the people above you, are happy to help you with this. Like we have these awesome Facebook party things that we can do for you where we will handle like all the posts, all the information, and all you have to do is like load it full of friends. So invite friends, say, hey, I'm having a wellness event. Would you join me? And I'll just give a tip. Don't just throw people in a party. Make sure that you actually ask them, like, can I add you? Because no one likes to just be thrown in a group. But host an event, like reach out and we'll help you do this. We post testimonies, product info. We'll hop on live and just share our story, maybe a little bit about the business and how it's blessed us. And then a lot of times we'll do some kind of like free membership or some kind of incentive or discount at the end to just help you kind of get going. So if you haven't done that yet, reach out to me or whoever your like closest upline is, and we'll help you get that set up. That's a great way. A fourth is a sip and see or a sip and share. And this is an in-person event. And right now I know like we're trying to respect social distancing and all that. So it may be something for the future. But just last Tuesday night, I got together with a girl, actually the person we bought our house from. We just stayed friendly. And I brought her some samples. We met at a coffee shop outside and we had a little mini sip and share. I told her about Plexus. I gave her some products. She tasted the pink drink. Like, that's fine. That's a great way to share. So if you are a face-to-face person and you feel like you connect better that way, like that's invaluable, right? Social media is great, and your reach on social media is probably a lot farther than like people you're going to see in a given day, right? If you have 1,000 friends and you post something, it's going to be more people than you see and talk to in a day. But the connection is stronger and more meaningful when you're face to face, when you're belly to belly. So don't forget about sip and shares, opening your home when we're allowed to do that and it's appropriate, and just kind of sharing your journey with people. It does not have to be anything crazy. You just kind of say like, hey, I'm really liking this stuff. Here's some information about it. Here's what it is. And you let them taste maybe slim or active or lean or all of them. Like we've done these a lot, and they're really successful because people can kind of see and hear the passion that you have. And you're just kind of inviting them in into your home, or meeting them somewhere and connecting with them. So that would be the fourth way. And then the fifth way to continue sharing is don't just do like a one-time post, but continually share on social media and just let people see your story. So you might be like, I haven't lost 20 pounds yet, or I'm not feeling all the benefits yet because I'm still detoxing. That's okay. Let them see this story. Even if it's like, hey, you know what? I'm feeling all these detox symptoms, but I'm drinking my water and I'm pushing through and I know I'm going to feel amazing in a couple of weeks. Or I got on the scale and I was half a pound down, or I worked out today for the first time in 3 months, or I feel energy I haven't felt. Like just sharing those little things, because a lot of times your social media audience will just start watching, and maybe they're not going to comment. They're not going to like anything. They're just watching. They're like, let me see how long she sticks with this. Let me see how long he sticks with this. But 6 months from now, they'll be like, okay, I've been watching you and I've seen the transformation and I'm ready. Okay. So just let people in, invite them in to see the whole journey with you. and it just is like normal stuff, like normal everyday, how you're incorporating the products into your life, or your kids are taking the vitamin or drinking their Mega Kids, like all that stuff is just great social media content. It does not need to be salesy. And in fact, like pictures of the products or like graphics from the website, they don't do well on Facebook. Like you don't want to use those pictures. You want to show like real life, okay, I'm drinking seltzer, but like my pink drink, you know, that kind of stuff posts a lot or gets a lot more visibility than screenshots or like tons of information. Okay, so those 5 ways are kind of the ways that we share. And remember that the Plexus system is send, share, invite. So if you can kind of just keep that in mind, send, share, invite. So you're sending a message or you're having a conversation, telling people about it, then you're sharing a video. If you guys have not gone on the Plexus YouTube channel, you need to go check it out. Plexus Worldwide has a YouTube channel. There are tons of videos on there that are great resources about the products. If someone's really like sciencey and they want all the details, Dr. Jim Logan has a bunch of resources about triplex and how the products work. There's opportunity videos, so about the business, and there's because of Plexus videos, which are different people's stories. So you could find, you know, college students, older people, people who retired, you know, doing Plexus, all different kinds of because of Plexus stories. So you can share these with people, and it's easy as like copy and pasting the link and asking the person, hey, if I sent you a 2-minute video, would you watch it and tell me what you think? So you send, you share, and then you invite. Now the invite piece has been tricky because before we did a lot of sip and shares in person, but we as a team are trying to have at least 2 big virtual events a month that you guys can invite to. So usually Amber does one and I do one with Victoria and Shannon to give you guys an invite piece, like something to invite to. So we've done the Stop Surviving, Start Thriving. We did the millennial like business event. So we're going to continue to do these things so that you guys have a resource to invite people to. And if you have thoughts on like, this would be a great event, or hey, this one worked really well, this one didn't, please give us that feedback because we're going to start planning now for August and like what events we want to have. So I'd love to hear from you guys too at the end if you have thoughts, like what events worked well, what did you like, not like. But those online events, like that's really how we grew our team over the past couple months, is signing people up after events. So they are huge. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh, I just wanted to also talk about when we're sharing videos and content with people, utilizing the Plexus Engage app. If you guys haven't downloaded the app, go get it. Plexus Engage. It's awesome. Now I know there's a few kinks. People were like, I saw it says ready to ship, but actually the sample arrived. Like, yes, they're still ironing out a few things, but overall the app is amazing. Even for accessing your back office, you don't have to like put your credentials in and log in. You can just hit like virtual office and it takes you there and you're logged in. That saves me like at least 5 minutes a day, right? Just by not having to put in my password 100 times. But you can send samples through the app. You don't have to worry about driving to the post office. You don't have to worry about giving up your Slim for a sample or putting it in a bubble mailer. I figured out that it's saving me at least $1 to $2 per sample to do it through the app. Because if you guys didn't know, like don't put a Slim in an envelope and mail it out. The mail sorter will shred your sample like 9 times out of 10. You have to have it in a bubble mailer. So through the app, you can just purchase credits and then put your prospect's information in there, send the sample, and it's either 2 sticks of Slim microbiome or hunger control, you choose. And then it gives you all these amazing follow-up messages and videos and like the sequence of how to do things. And it's brilliant. And if you're not sure, like, when do I follow up? When do I do this? It literally, like, it's foolproof. It walks you through the steps. And I've already signed up 2 people just through the app. It gives them 10% off discount if they use the link. Like, it's just really, really good. So I just want to encourage you, if you haven't downloaded it, do it. It's like set up evidence-based on what works. Like they talk to the diamonds, they talk to the jewels, and they say like, these are the steps we do to sign someone up, and this is what works. So the app is a great tool. You need to download it. And okay, so those are the ways that we share. Now let's say you've done that, you know, you're growing a team, right? Because you've added people and now you want to duplicate that. Like, what do you do when someone says, yeah, I want to go silver, or I want to earn the impact bonus, I want to share? First of all, I want you to make sure they're on our team page. Okay, our Made to Thrive team page. We are missing a lot of people. Like there's way more people on our team than on our team page. So go back through your people, and if they haven't accepted the invite to our team page, send them the direct link and be like, you need to be on here. And it's not just business stuff. Like I was on there doing planks today. Like just, we're trying to post workouts and recipes and stuff that adds a lot of value to people so they feel like connected. And it's not just about the supplements, but this whole, you know, wellness lifestyle culture that we have. So make sure they're on the team page. And then if you have someone who wants to really work the business, there is a section on our team page. It says files. And if you click that, it has a bunch of stuff that helps you get started with social media tips, with an IPA worksheet, which is income producing activities. Those are like the ways to grow your business. All those files in there were designed for people that want to share and work the business. So rather than feeling like you have to create all these things, just point them to the files section on the team page. And if you haven't checked it out, go check that out. But that resource is there. Number 2, get them on a call with your upline. Okay, so whoever's above you that's working their business, or if you're not sure, ask me or ask Amber, we can tell you who it is. Get them on a 3-way call, because we will help coach them and walk them through the steps, especially if you're newer and you have a small team and you're like, I don't know what to tell them. Just get them on a call with us and with you there too. And then you'll be able to learn, you know, as we walk through and coach them. And really, like, we are 100% here to help. Like, the better you do, the better the person above you does, right? So we're like 100% vested in helping you guys succeed and helping your team succeed. And then teach them what you did when you first got started. So you're teaching them, I did a shout out post. I called up, you know, 5 or 6 friends. I, you know, hosted a wellness event on Facebook, whatever it was that you did. If you're following these steps, you're just going to teach them to copy that. It's just like, do what I do, just teach them duplication. Those are basically the steps for sharing and helping people achieve that first rank of going silver and building the team. So with all that being said, if you guys have any feedback for events, right? Because we're still like really focusing on these virtual events to just help you guys out, give you something to invite to. Let's talk about August. Like, what would you guys like to see for August? I was planning on doing the millennial business event again. So if you guys didn't see that, I did like an event focused on millennials, basically like 18 to 35-year-olds, and how the business is an awesome opportunity for them. So I can do that again. We can do Stop Surviving, Start Thriving again. And then we'd like to have a wellness, some kind of challenge every single month. So Kristen is running the Slim Down with Ease challenge. That starts August 1st. So we are good for August. But if you guys have thoughts on, like, I'd love to do a 21-day detox or some kind of immune boosting thing for September, like, we'd love to hear from you guys and tailor the events and stuff that we do based on what you feel like your team needs. So do you guys have any feedback? And you can just unmute yourself on, like, the virtual events and what you'd like to see or what you feel like is going well. What did you like? Any thoughts?
I think the start, whatever.
No, you're right. Stop surviving, start thriving.
Seems to be really good. We did one with Victoria and one of my girls passed like last week, and it was not as good because, like, when you don't have as many people and they're engaging, people are not as interested, and I don't think they look at anything. So I think the bigger the group, the better the results are.
Okay, cool. We're trying to find the sweet spot of, like, we have a new group and it's got a couple hundred people. And so we'll use that same group again and try to change up the posts a little bit, because all the people that were in there from last time will see it again. Like, it's almost like a round 2 for them. So we're adding new people in, but we found, like, after about the 3rd time of using a group, it really starts to fizzle. So then we have to, like, start a whole new group. So we're kind of working that out. But yeah, I love the Stop Surviving, Start Thriving, because it's a lot of product info, but the way that we explain it is, like, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of testimonies built in. It's very inspirational. So that is great. We can definitely do that again. And we do try to freshen up the post every time, just so it's a little different every time. Anyone else, any other feedback or, like, something new ideas? Don't be shy. Thank you, Kristen.
Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Oh.
What'd you say?
Was Kristen going? Was Kristen talking?
No, I was going to say just thanks, Kristen, for doing the Slim Down with Ease.
Oh, I just want to like encourage people to, just because they're older or younger doesn't mean they don't want the product. Have, you know, someone that is just 18 who, you know, is very interested and takes the products, wants to do the business. But I also have like my 70-year-old neighbor. Like, I know some people are like, well, you know, they're too old, I'm not going to reach out. But I think it is good. I mean, if you're going to talk and ask what you're doing, I think it is good to just have it come up in conversation naturally, and you'd probably be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. What about something geared towards men? Good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. Good idea, Kim. We could definitely do that. I mean, we could come up with a male-focused event. I mean, it's going to be run by women unless we can get some of the men on our team to step up. But yeah, okay, I'm going to jot that down, and we'll have to think about that, like how we could incorporate that. We have done, we did the Sunshine and Supplements thing, which was like a family wellness event, and that was cool because it was a little bit different. Yeah, so event focused on men. Okay, I'll start thinking about that. We can talk more about it. Love that. Cool. Any other thoughts? Jump in.
Brett, remember we talked a little bit about doing like doing a hostess and having like 3 different people. Like I'm kind of piggybacking off of what you just said, Nicole. That's like somebody who hosts a party. It's kind of quiet when you only have like one person inviting. So like something along the lines of like anybody that you like, any of your new people that join like in July, like offer them to have a party maybe in August and have more than one person, like whoever your new people are, or I don't know.
Right.
Like have more than one like hostess, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that worked really well for me. Actually, Kristen helped host one for myself for Autumn and for her new ad, Crystal, last month. And we were able to double and I was able to go gold. So that was amazing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, we've done it before where it's just like a single person, you know, a wellness event, and that's fine. And they have worked well in the past, but like Nicole was saying too, when you have more people, it's just like the energy is different. So if we can team up and be like, okay, there's 3 people that want to do a wellness event this month. You guys don't even have to be on like the same little team. Like I'll help, and you know, we can just do it together, just to get a little more interest and a little more engagement in the group. So that's a great idea. More. Okay, so let's start thinking about what event, like what kind of wellness events. We've got Slim Down with Ease happening in August. Just start thinking about for September, like what do you think would be good? I mean, it's like back to school. A lot of people are like just starting back to work, all that stuff. So I know I was talking to Victoria about doing maybe like immune boosting, something like if we did Slim, Vital Biome, and X Factor Plus, I was blanking, like encouraging people to get that combo just for immune support, gut health, all of that, because then you can have current ambassadors and customers order that and participate in the challenge, and you can also bring in new people with that welcome pack. So we could do like a 3-week or 4-week accountability group with immune boosting tips and exercise and nutrition and all that. But I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have other things you want to do or have a great idea, that would be awesome.
Another welcome pack that might be good for September is like the adult and kids multivitamin, the Slim and X Factor, and then the kids drink and the kids vitamin. If people are like, you know, sending their kids back to school, we need to really talk up like boosting their immune system because we're heading into flu season. So
right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, Jenny, for sure. Get your boyfriend to try Active. Absolutely. It's a very, very healthy pre-workout. So that would be perfect. Yeah, I think immunity is really like key but it's like you want to start these products now to have your immune system build up for fall, but who knows like how long this whole COVID thing is it seems like endless, like it's just gonna go on forever. So I think people are really interested in hearing immune boosting tips and like understanding how they can help themselves be healthy. So we can definitely focus on that. It is 9, so if there's no other thoughts, I'll wrap it up, but if anyone else wants to jump in, do it now.
I was going to say really quickly that I talked to Victoria because we were trying to come up with different challenges to do, and we brought Lauren, my sister, into it. And we thought about doing one more focused towards teachers. So because of all them going back to school and dealing with all the stuff that they're going to have to deal with. I know immunity is a big thing. Sorry, I'm out of breath. But we thought about doing the slim, active, and lean combo for a challenge, just because they aren't going to have as much time on their hands, and lean is really quick and easy. Active will give them the energy to get through the day, and then they'll still get the benefits out of slim too. So that's another challenge that we're working on too.
Awesome. That's great. I love that. Yeah. I like that combo actually, because some people are hesitant to start with capsules, but doing 3 drinks, it's like they're all yummy, they all taste great, and they fit into my lifestyle. There's also very little detox with that. So sometimes that's a nice combo to get people started on and just kind of feeling really good. And then like later introducing, okay, now you're going to do triplex, now you're going to add Vital Biome or whatever, and maybe have a little detox, but you've already started and you're feeling good. So I love that. And I will just end with this, that when we can get people in a challenge group, especially like right out of the gate when they first sign up, they're way more likely to stick with it because they have all that accountability, and there's just so much more like value for them because they feel like they're getting so much with their membership. It's not just the products they have here, they have this whole like community supporting them. So the Slim Down with Ease is perfect. If we can get something going for September, I think it just makes it like that much more fun enrolling people and getting them on board and then plugging them right into a group. So we'll keep trying to do that. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Really appreciate your feedback, and I hope these tips were helpful for sharing. I will send you guys the recording so you can send this out to your teams, right? Give them those initial tips on how to share, and hopefully it will be helpful and we can keep growing. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks so much.